Welcome to our video series for home buyers. I'm Chuck Marunde, founder of iRealty Virtual Brokers. In this video, I'll cover the home inspection. I'll tell you what a home inspector does, how to read the report, how to respond, and how much a home inspection costs. When you buy a home, you have a lot of due diligence to do, and that starts with the home inspection. You can hire a professional home inspector to do a complete interior and exterior inspection, and the fee is typically about $350. But I think it's well worth it. Here's the way to think about a home inspection. The primary purpose is to protect you from buying a home that has serious latent defects. In other words, defects you cannot see. If a serious defect shows up on the inspection report, you can terminate the transaction and get your earnest money back. By the way, in Washington State, the forms we're using gives the buyer the right to terminate based on their subjective satisfaction with the report. I like that phrase. That sure gives you, as the buyer, a lot of latitude, doesn't it? By the way, I do not recommend using the inspection report to beat up on the seller by attempting to renegotiate the price over a handful of minor issues in the report. If you're buying a used home, do not expect the seller to put the home in the same condition as a brand new home. I mention this because some buyers will drive a seller crazy demanding that an old home be brought up to the same condition as a brand new home, and that's just not practical, and frankly it's not even reasonable. Now let's look at what a home inspector does. He'll examine the home for structural integrity, he'll look at the foundation, he'll crawl through the crawl space looking for moisture or dry rot or pest infestation. He'll go through the attic and look at the ventilation, the insulation in the attic, and the venting for the kitchen and the bathrooms and the laundry room. He'll walk on the roof to see how many years are left in the roof itself and make sure there are no leaks. He'll test all the appliances in the house, the heating and ventilation systems, the electrical panel, the plumbing, and he'll look for signs of problems of any kind. Home inspectors are trained to recognize potential problems too, so they look for signs of mold and dry rot, and they also check the deck for dry rot. If it's on a second floor, they check it for safety. Most home inspectors are now using electronic devices too that check the temperature of the heat coming out of the vents. And some have moisture indicators that measure moisture inside the walls. I love that. Home inspection reports are typically very thorough, and sometimes they're 20 or 30 pages long, including the photos. The cost of a home inspection is cheap insurance, so I think it's money well spent. In my opinion, a home inspection report should be used primarily to discover serious problems, the kind that would cause you to terminate the entire transaction. So what could be so serious? Well, things like standing water in the crawl space would be serious. And if it had been under the house for many years, there would probably be mold and rotten timbers. If mold was discovered throughout the house, that's serious and a good reason to terminate. If the heating system needed to be replaced, or the entire roof needed replacing, those are serious issues too that could cause you to terminate, unless the seller gave you a credit large enough to fix the problems. Now, I've seen buyers and sellers get into fights over minor issues in a home inspection report, so I don't recommend risking killing the transaction over a minor issue that you could fix later. Remember, your best opportunity to negotiate the best price for the home is in the beginning when you're making the offer, not later when you are getting a home inspection. Once the home inspection is completed, you'll have your realtor prepare a home inspection response form known as a Form 35R in Washington. In that form, you'll let the seller know if you are satisfied and intend to proceed to closing, or you let the seller know you want to terminate the transaction. Now, there is a third option, of course, and that's to ask the seller to repair something, or you could ask for a credit. The home inspection is unquestionably the most important inspection during your due diligence period, but that doesn't mean the other inspections aren't important too. So we'll talk about the septic inspection and the well inspection in future videos. I hope this information has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.